guys, James Intuitive here. Hopefully you all have had a pretty good week so far. Normally, so I'm not going to be doing a whole weekly thing. I'm just going to do these readings as I feel called to do them. So I'm going to call this an intuitively guided message more than a weekly reading or every 72 hours like some people do. I'm kind of doing my own thing here. I don't really want to follow some strict regimen because I feel like that it kind of negates the whole intuitively flowing energy that you could be bringing out. Like, I feel like that's just kind of devoid of inspiration when you have like set times that you want to do things. So that's how I approach it. Doesn't mean that I'm right or wrong. It's just what's right for me. So I got a couple of new decks here. Not really new, but I didn't do them in the last one because I didn't really feel called to use them. This one I am. Spirit Message deck by John Holland, and the Gateway of Light activation with Kyle Gray. Highly spiritual, highly spiritual. Um, and what I mean by that is very high vibrational cards. They're very loving and very intuitively guiding in their own way without me even saying anything. You can see that by the words on the cards and the statements that the cards give off with the Spirit Message deck. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here with the overall essence. If you guys can see this, we have the Eight of Cups, and it makes sense with the other cards because the Eight of Cups, this is the overall essence. It generally deals with turning away from something that is no longer serving you, that you're emotionally detaching from. And obviously when you emotionally detach from something, it can kind of leave you feeling a little bit empty on the inside as you move towards something better. Because this thing was no longer fulfilling you. It's just something that it wasn't something that randomly happened, because the Eight of Cups, you have to build to that point. So it definitely is something that you generally are thinking about letting go of as you approach the points of letting it go. I actually think that this coincides with my post that I shared earlier about transformation and releasing the old so that you can embrace the new. That's generally a big message for a lot of people that get readings in the first place, is just letting things go emotionally, mentally, physically, so that you can embrace something that's so much more better for yourself. So that's the overall essence. And hopefully I can keep this around 10 minutes. Last reading I said 5 to 7, but that obviously didn't happen after I put in the intro and the extra, and it's just like, wow, that's a lot longer than I want it to be. But ultimately, messages have to get out and we have to go with the flow. So we have the Seven of Swords, Five of Cups, and the Hierophant. So I have to be fairly vague here, but I can give examples of what these can represent so that you can probably tie it to your life as you go along. The Seven of Swords is essentially, so like when you're putting all three of these together, especially if you're walking away from something, it's almost like, so the Seven of Swords to me is representing as if you're gathering your belongings, so to speak. Interpret it how you will whenever I say stuff like that. You're gathering your belongings and you might be strategically or tiptoeing towards your next destination, right? You may not be trying to let other people know your next move. The Seven of Swords is like he's definitely trying to sneak away. And something else that I was getting with the Seven of Swords is, someone else in your experience might be, being a little bit sneaky or deceptive in some kind of way. It's like they're trying to get away with something that that you are already aware of, basically. And it's like you feel like you can't do anything about it. And it's just like there's a greater lesson here, and I think that's actually what the walking away from is. It's like you need to detach yourself from the outcome and move towards a brighter horizon, something much more light, especially if this is becoming sort of a burden for you. Whatever it is you're letting go of, whatever it is that you are trying to sneak away from, or another person is trying to sneak away from you or be deceptive, not really having the best interest at heart. But it's like, the Five of Cups is like you're too focused on the worry and the things that you don't have control over, and that what was lost. But the thing is like this card can represent generally business organization, but I don't get that with this reading right here. I definitely feel like it's more about a spiritual lesson, something that you're kind of growing into and realizing for yourself. Because a Hierophant represents someone who is becoming their own guru, becoming their own spiritual leader and teacher. And I'm definitely feeling like that's on point for a lot of people who actually connect with this video. So if you do connect with this video, thank you for watching it. I really want to get messages out, spiritually speaking, because people need guidance. I mean, people like we're in a very troubling times right now, very energetically shifting times, and it can be very daunting for a lot of people who aren't as spiritually aware as they could be. So I think that's the gist of the tarot part. So just be mindful of your own actions or inactions and the people around you. Let go of the things that you don't have control over, and don't focus on it too much. I'm very much drawn to the Five of Cups here. Just realize that there's this castle in the background here. I'm not sure if you can see that. Maybe not the best choice of cards to use here with the light, but it's like you're focused on what has been spilt, but you're not focusing on the greatness that lies beyond, right? The freedom that you could have if you just stop focusing on the things that you're worried about. Because there is great spiritual lesson here. You are learning a very significant lesson in your life that's going to help you grow, and ultimately, I believe that's the main message here. Walking towards that, walking towards your this new path that's unfolding for you, this new you that you are walking towards. I mean, and the minor arcana cards, as opposed to the major arcana, they're more dealing with day-to-day interactions. So it's not like they don't really have to be major events. The Hierophant is definitely a major event. When I say this is a spiritual lesson, it's not easy by any means. Spiritual lessons do not come easily toward you, especially if you're resisting them. So just be mindful of that. Just be mindful of your spiritual lesson, how it resonates for you. I'm going to do these last. So let's see. Wow, I'm already at 7 minutes. This is crazy. Okay, I'm going to try and speed up a little bit. We have I am presence, we have the central sun, and the earth star activation. I am presence, light body activation, accessing the divine within. Yeah, I'm really sorry about the light, guys. That's kind of annoying me a little bit. But ultimately, it's talking about going within yourself and realizing that you are a divine essence and that you are your own individual essence expressing itself, or you are a divine essence expressing yourself individually in this experience. And so, with that, a lot of things might be coming to light that you weren't previously aware of because something is being activated within you, right? So, basically, gifts or new ideas or coming into more of your higher path, uh, you know, maybe some hidden stuff that wasn't previously there could be coming because you're going within. It's almost like you are in some way subconsciously activating this part of yourself. The central sun, abundance downloads, regeneration, and success. So abundance downloads generally talks about receiving ideas regarding abundance, whether it's love, money, material possessions, anything that would make you feel more abundant, energetically speaking. We're in a time of renewal, especially if you're connecting with this video. That's what this is a very abundant card, and it's like this part. Maybe I think these cards can definitely um, go with each other because with the Earth Star activation, talking about grounded action, anchoring yourself, and kind of rediscovering those parts of yourself that you weren't consciously aware of, but that requires going within. And so with these two cards, the I am presence, you are maybe recognizing more and more of who you truly are, what you truly are. And because of that, the abundance is coming in, right? I mean, if you start elevating your vibration, and therefore your mind, and you are aligning yourself with more parts of your higher path. And to me, your higher path, I know I say that a lot, but for those of you who don't understand what I'm saying, when I say that, your higher path is something that your soul essentially wanted for itself before you incarnated onto this planet. That is your higher path. So when you feel like something like destiny is calling you, that is your higher calling, ushering you towards your best life. It is the ego that stops you from achieving such a thing. The ego wants material desires. The ego just wants desires in general. That's all it seeks: protection, self-preservation, and desires. Your soul wants expansion. Your soul wants to have love and give love. It wants to experience life and all that it has to offer. So that should be the forefront of everything. And I believe that this is becoming more apparent with these cards coming out. All right, so we have Spirit Message cards, cleanse and love. So I'll just read these really quick. Cleanse. Your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take time out for some much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean the house, or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. So if you this could wind up hitting home for a lot of people, whether you need to meditate, whether you need to get out for a long walk, maybe you need to clean up a diet. I know I sure as heck can. That's probably one of the things that I need to work on the most right now is cleaning up my diet. I have the meditation part down and kind of nourishing my soul, my spirit, my mind, but the food part. So however this resonates for you, any parts of yourself that need to be cleansed, that's what Spirit is saying with this card, because that is what's going to help you elevate your mind, elevate your vibration, and have an overall generally better experience as you move through your day-to-day life. And then love. Love is the foundation of your existence, and you are just as worthy of receiving as you are of giving love and compassion. While love can be a beautiful emotion, it is equally a form of energy that propels you through life. Right, so this card, I feel why it's coming through is you may be battling some form of self-love. You may be thinking that you're not worthy of it, or maybe you're even thinking that other people aren't worthy of love. Ultimately, everybody is worthy of love no matter what. Just because your ego tells you that you're not worthy of love or that some other person is not worthy of love because of their actions and because of how they are, generally, whenever someone is committing certain types of negative actions that you perceive them to be negative, it's because they're not giving themselves, they are disconnected with themselves and their own self-love. And likewise, whenever you think that you're not worthy of love, it's the same scenario. So with these two cards, to me, it's like, understand that as you go within more and more, you will become more aware of who and what you truly are and what you're connected with, which is ultimately love. The highest vibration there is love. And essentially, that's what this card is saying. Give out more, receive more, allow it in, give it, however that resonates with you. It's saying that you are worthy. So if you have been battling those feelings of unworthiness, everyone's worthy of love. You just have to accept that. You have to understand that no matter what you've done in the past or how you view yourself, that is ultimately just a limiting belief. And, especially if there's someone or something here that is, if this is a relationship for some people that you're walking away from or that you're having to let go of, then that's definitely, that's the battle here, is understanding your self-worth, and it's not tied to a relationship. So anyway, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this reading. It's definitely a lot longer than I thought. I'm not going to put a time frame on it anymore because I can't get a message out the way I want it to or the way I see it. So anyway, again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this reading. You could like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you wanted. And if you would like to reach out for an own personal reading, whether it was mediumship or tarot cards, doesn't matter to me. I also do live coaching as well. And it is intuitively guided. It's not just simply just a normal coaching session. But either way, if you feel called, just reach out. I'm always here. Anyway, guys, have a good one.